If you've been playing the Division 2 for a while, then you've probably had the mediocre experience of finding a secret area that either has an armor or gun case, opening it, and then receiving superior or purple gear as a reward, even though your world tier is on challenging or heroic. For those that don't know, once you hit the end game, then superior rarity gear is just usually deconstructed because the stats don't even compare to the stats on high-end, exotic, or gear set items. Recently, I looted an armor case which gave me a purple armor piece from the Providence Defense brand set, which is one of the best brands for DPS builds in the game. I decided to embrace the low tier armor, and I wanted to see what exactly I could accomplish in game using only purple or superior armor. I knew I wanted to make a DPS assault rifle build, so I used the targeted loot map to farm armor pieces from the Walker Harris, Fenris Group, Providence Defense, and Ceska Vyroba brand sets. I was able to get a Famas drop, which I'll be using as my primary, and then I was able to get Infantry MG5 LMG that I'm going to be using as my secondary. Lastly, I removed any high-end mods from my armor and from my skills, and I equipped the superior mods I had. After 2 days of farming, I finally had my new build. In maximizing every attribute on my weapons and armor, that's not really what I wanted to do with this build. I did, however, recalibrate the talent on my chest piece. So on my chest piece, I chose to put Obliterate for the additional weapon damage buff because I would need any extra damage that I could possibly get with this build. Next, my backpack's talent is Bloodsucker, so I'd get an additional 10% armor on kill. This would be useful because after removing my high-end chem launcher mods, I'd only have 2 charges, which only healed about 1/3 of my total armor. My goal was to complete activities that I'd normally do in a normal play session. Heroic missions, alert for control points, heroic summit, extracting from the DZ, and defeating a world boss on heroic. My new build only had about 2/3 of the damage and 2/3 of the armor that my usual high-end build has, so I had to be extremely careful. Enemies would take a lot longer to kill, but I'd also get killed a lot quicker as well. My first set of challenges had been extremely difficult and I could barely survive most of the time, but in the end I'd been successful. Next I moved on to the Dark Zone, which quite frankly I'd been dreading, and then lastly to the Summit.
I was old, I was young, I was sitting in the sun, I was tired of the run, I was done.
So what did we learn from this experience? What valuable knowledge made this venture even worthwhile? Well, we learned that superior armor isn't as good as high-end, exotic, or gear set items, but you can still complete some in-game activities like heroic missions and level 4 control points. Not exactly a revelation, right? This was probably already obvious to most experienced players anyway, so why do any of this? I don't know about you, but the reason why I've played the Division games since 2016 is because of the playstyle diversity. Between the weapon variants and the ability to create builds, I feel like I always have something to work towards every time I log in. And you can be really creative with the builds since there are just so many talents, attributes, mods, and skills in the game. So I encourage you to try something new. Consider putting down your Lady Death or your Scorpio shotgun and make a shotgun build but only use the double barrel shotgun. Or make a tier 6 skill build and only do damage with the deflector shield. Or even make a superior loadout and complete an activity on legendary difficulty. It'll breathe new life into the game, and you may just find something new that you really enjoy using. But most importantly, life is about the journey, not the destination, and the Division is no exception.